So today I will give you a magical chant to call Lucifer and the method to raise sacred space with him, and then after that we will talk about 3 stages of ascension. So magical chant to call Lucifer in his solar aspect is Lucifer solis invincibilis, and chant for calling his infernal aspect is Lucifer imperator infernum. Those are 2 aspects of Lucifer. They are still the same being, despite of popular misconception spread by certain occult YouTubers that they are somehow separate from one another, which is untrue. It is still same Lucifer. There are no 2 Lucifers, and I beg my audience to be reasonable. Actually, I command my audience to be reasonable. How to raise the sacred space? Visualize the ball of the light above your head, radiating and penetrating the edges of your sacred circle. If you have circle drawn, that's amazing. And visualize light of Lucifer from that ball above your head, penetrating the edges of the circle, and dark blue-purple rising from the edges of the circle. Dark blue-purple energy. Dark blue-purple energy is the energy signature of the Emperor, and we should indeed raise that energy if we want to make the best environment for the energetic manifestation of the Emperor. Now, when we know how to summon the Emperor, let's talk about the stages of ascension and what Emperor Lucifer wants from us. Lucifer wants us to be emperors in our own realms. But there are certain things he requests from us in order to become emperors. There are 3 stages of ascension. The first stage of ascension is purification or destruction. This is a stage of ascension which manifests in obliteration of weak aspects of the self, transfiguration of those aspects into something useful, and resurrection of individual through initial adversarial temptations of the Sun Lord. Now, I call Lucifer the Sun Lord because it is his original form. He was originally one of the sun gods of the old Roman Republic and later Empire. When Vatican came in with their game, they demonized Lucifer and proclaimed him the infernal emperor, and they also made original head of the infernal obscure in order to facilitate their political agenda of destroying all Roman paganism and politism, and also to destroy all of the Indo-European sun gods in the process. So Lucifer was originally Indo-European sun god. He was not infernal being. However, he obtained the underworld throne after he became demonized. So he is the ruler of the 2 thrones, the throne of the sun and the throne of the underworld. And he has 2 aspects and forms, each equally valuable. Now, I will focus on his aspect of the Sun Lord because it illustrates my point really well here. And also, Lucifer is emperor of the 2 suns. As the sun god, he is emperor of the physical sun, but also of the human divine spark. And as a lord of Inferno, he is the emperor of the black sun, aka the ascended black adept. So he can be worked for both sides of the alchemical spectrum. He can be worked in both right-hand path lore as a sun god, and he also can be worked with in the left-hand path as the lord of the black sun. So he is really a transcendental being which transcends the limit of the right and left, which transcends the limit of the both threes, and which transcends the limit of human classification of chthonic and celestial. He is indeed the emperor, and he desires to be the emperor of all things. What it means? It means that he desires to have complete control over the physical, astral, and metaphysical universe in order to, as he says, create the beautiful realm in his own image for the glory of himself and the new man. Those are his words. I didn't make them up. And for that reason he is known to be the great architect of all that is, because he wants to design a new world, a new realm. And he is greatly misunderstood. Now, when you work with Lucifer, as I said, there are 3 stages of ascension. The first is purification stage. We already discussed in the video. The second stage is about a little bit controversial topic, and that's the stage of servitude, study, and development. This is a stage in which you do for Lucifer something which helps him in his great agenda as a great architect of the universe. Something which helps him to achieve his transcendental goal, which is to rebuild the new world. And that can be through education of others, or that can be through specific alchemical transmutation of the soul, or that can be through opening of the gateways. Here in this video, because I have unfulfilled pact with Lucifer, which I have to fulfill, because Lucifer already fulfilled his part and I didn't fulfill mine, so that's the reason I am filming this video. I need a lot of work with him in the future, but I am right now in other pacts and I need to fulfill other obligations. But one of the ways you can serve Lucifer in a really profound way is to open him a gateway. And then after you open him a gateway with this classical method I will show you right now, then you do really specific things. So let me first teach you what you need to do to open a gateway. So you call Lucifer with the method I described in the beginning of this clip, and then you visualize the following. Your third eye radiating light into singular point in the space. It can be point in your environment, but it also can be a random point in the world. If you have decent visualization skills, you can really do it at any place in order to open gateway anywhere. So visualize the place you want to open gateway in, and then visualize your third eye penetrating the light into the singular point within the space of that place. And after you visualize it long enough, you will kind of see that your third eye, by its own power within, is opening a gateway to you. It's opening a gateway to the realm of Lucifer on that place. And when that happens, when you open the gateway and when you can feel the energy, by the way, if you're opening a gateway, for example, I am in my room and I visualize opening a gateway in some basilica far away, for example, I will still feel the flow of energy in my space from the place I am opening a gateway in. Because through my third eye, me and that portal are connected. So I will feel flow of the energy through that gateway, despite of the fact that I am really not present at the place I am opening a gateway in. So when you feel that energy flow and when you feel that portal opened, then in the presence of Lucifer, because this entire ritual of opening a gateway is performed in the presence of Lucifer, then you say to Lucifer this: "O Lucifer, great Lord of the sun, heaven and hell, celestial and infernal realms, I call you upon to make this gateway permanent. I call you now to make the gateway in the great place of your glory," and then you insert the name of the place, permanent, by sacrificing into the gateway the small aspect of my eternal divine spark. And if you pronounce those words with true intent, Lucifer will take the small piece of your divine spark and then put it into the gateway. And the gateway will last as long as your divine spark lasts, which is forever. Now, why would somebody want to infuse the part of his eternal divine spark into the portal for external intelligence? The answer is really simple. That is necessary, because that is the ultimate dissolution of the ego, and at the end, the ultimate dissolution of the self. Let me explain. Once you empower the power and the portal to any intelligence in the external world in this manner, you are also doing it internally. You are becoming a living gateway. And why this is important? Because when the intelligence is capable of entering us whenever the intelligence wants, he is also capable of opening us up, opening our abilities and powers. You see, there is inherent contradiction within a human being. If human is fully awakened spiritually, beings such as Lucifer, Belial, Lilith, Agrad, Vatmalat, Adnama, and many other spirits, I talk about higher ranking spirits, are just slightly more powerful than us. Fully awakened human can swipe floor with majority of spirits in the Goetia who are not kings. Literally, slide floor, wipe the floor out. This is the power of fully awakened human being. But we are born into the flesh, where we are locked. We are also damned to travel various astral realms after death without realizing our true nature. And there is only one way out of this. The only way out is for us to study under the patronage of the higher intelligence. And in order to truly study under the patronage of the higher intelligence, we need to become a living gateway for that intelligence. And we also need to gain the trust of that intelligence in order for the intelligence to give us the true knowledge intelligence uses, to give us incantations he personally uses. Lucifer needs to give us our trust. And we also need to prove witty and intelligent enough, and to don't go for fluff and bluff spirits will usually put in front of us. You see, many people receive incantation which gives them just slight empowerment, and they are satisfied. No, call spirit over and over again. Ask him the same question about incantation, about ritual, until you pronounce received incantation and start being fully empowered, orgasmically stimulated with might and strength. Do not satisfy with fluff. Do not satisfy with the bluff. Spirits keep their knowledge secret in the same way humans keep their secrets hidden. You need to be persistent. You need to be strong-willed. You need to be dedicated in order to truly study and receive the knowledge of the Spirit. Do not satisfy with the superficial visions, incantations, and low-level rites they will try to give you in order to satisfy your attention. In the same way, parent gives toys to the child to entertain him. Do not be superficial. Be persistent. Be dominant. Ask same question over and over again until you receive true answer. And there is one thing Once you open a gate for the Lord of celestial and infernal realms, you will officially be initiated. I am not asking about formal and talking about formal initiations of the certain mundane human orders. I am talking about true initiations bestowed by the Spirit. Once you truly do a great deed meaningful to the Spirit, then the level and the stage of true study in your ascension begins. Spirit will try and start giving you knowledge He Himself uses to manifest His will and intention. But in order for you to receive that, you need to be persistent. Also, it is of fundamental importance to receive information about true agenda of the Spirit. When you ask the Spirit about His true agenda, He will give you superficial answers you want to hear. But ask the same question over and over again. And at the end, He will be forced to reply truthfully, because you sealed His current with the aspect of your own soul. You become His current. You become force which is represented in Him, and you devoted yourself to His mysteries. And by the laws of the unseen world, He is complied and forced to reply to you, because He become the extension of you and you become the extension of Him. You unified Himself with His force, and by lying to you, He is lying to Himself, and He cannot lie Himself. That's one of the laws. So if you are persistent enough, and if He truly sees that you want the true wisdom, He will be forced to give you that wisdom. He won't be able to deny you the wisdom, because you became the part of Him through sealing the aspect of your internal spark into the gateway. And also, He became obligated to return to you all of the energy you invested in one way or the other. This is the law of the universe. And even the Belial, the lawless one, is forced to respect this ultimate rule. Because upon his ultimate rule and upon this ultimate law, entire elevation of the infernal and of the human resides. If you unify in this way with the current of any spirit, that spirit is by the laws of the common sense and the universe obligated to give you all of his power and knowledge, if you are persistent enough. Because once you seal with his current in this way, the spirit becomes connected with you eternally. And we need to understand that first we need to learn how to serve in order to learn how to rule. Octavian listened to Caesar before he became the emperor. Caesar listened to his superiors before he became Gaius Julius Caesar. Genghis Khan listened to his mother in order to become Genghis Khan. Even at the end of his life, the greatest conqueror who ever lived respected the counsel and advice of his mother, despite of the fact that he conquered half of the known world. We as humans need to do something for the spirits in order for the spirits to trust us and give us the true knowledge. And once we have the true knowledge, we can use that true knowledge to deify ourselves on our own without significant help of the spirits. And that is the third stage. The first stage is purification of the self. The second stage is doing important thing for the spirit and learning from the spirit. And the third stage is spiritual elevation with your own knowledge, without large help from the spirits. Those are 3 stages of ascension. Without them, everything is fluff and everything is empty story. And this path to what people call godhood or sainthood, which are 2 faces of the same coin, is really harsh and difficult. Many of us who walk this path will not reach the ending. Many will stop at superficial stopping points or simply be obliterated. This is the nature of the path. This is the nature of the way. I am filming this video, but maybe I won't see the end of the journey. Many people claim they are gods, but they didn't even start the journey. Yes, we have potential to become gods, but it is only a potential. We need to unlock that potential, cultivate it and develop it beyond any limits of mortality in order to become what we are destined to be. Thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.